Welcome back. We now have information that the Internet Computer's AI is going to accept cryptocurrency. This among world records being set on the Internet Computer ecosystem and blockchain. This is the Cryptoviser podcast. As you guys know, the Internet Computer is the infrastructure layer of the decentralized AI compute and essentially trying to become the world's computer. We've been discussing the ongoing restructuring of or reorganization of the network to make it more compliant around the world, and the expansion of AI capabilities and new records being set as Internet Computer is now the fastest blockchain on the planet. But there's a lot of other records that are now being set by the Internet Computer's ecosystem and network. In today's video, we're going to be exploring some of that and also understanding the payment structure for customers who are going to be utilizing the Internet Computer's AI capabilities. From Dominic, the founder of Internet Computer and the chief scientist at Dfinity Foundation, which is the main developer behind the Internet Computer. But before we go there, make sure you guys are subscribed to this channel. We upload every single day to bring you the latest happening in the financial world. You can also give this video a free thumbs up. Sometimes we do deep dives into individual cryptos like we're doing today on the Internet Computer. And sometimes we talk about the macro financial environment and talk about stocks and individual cryptos and kind of understand where we need to invest and when. So make sure you guys are subscribed, give the video a thumbs up, and let's get right into today's video. Now, as you guys know, we've been talking about new records being set, and now Internet Computer is the fastest blockchain on the planet, surpassing Solana's transaction throughput in terms of transactions per second earlier in the year by accomplishing almost 13,000 transactions per second bandwidth on the network. Now we're sitting at about 4,000 transactions per second, which is still very in line and sometimes even faster than the second fastest blockchain, Solana. But most of the other blockchains, they don't even come close. Many have double or triple digit transactions per second. And they've been trying to achieve thousands of transactions per second for years, but none of them can accomplish it. Very interesting. But the thing is, Internet Computer has to accomplish this because Internet Computer, especially to be the infrastructure layer for artificial intelligence compute in a decentralized network, it needs to be able to process a lot of transactions and a lot of information very, very quickly and very, very rapidly. And we have seen that it has now been able to accomplish that. But this is not the only records that we're seeing being set by the Internet Computer. One of the ICP influencers, Fabio, I was going to say insiders, but I don't think he's an insider. He said last week we burned 99.6 thousand, almost 100,000 Internet Computer coins, which is the highest weekly burn in the history of Internet Computer. Now, we talk about coin burning a lot on this channel, or we have historically, and basically coin burning in Internet Computer is done a little bit different. The way that the gas of the Internet Computer is called cycles. And to get cycles or to create cycles, if you're going to compute or use the network's resources, you need to take your Internet Computer coins. You burn them, not really burn them, but on the network, it burns them, meaning it takes it out of circulation and it gives you cycles. And cycles is the gas of the Internet Computer. It's the essential, the payment for computation on the Internet Computer. And then once the nodes receive that those cycles or the payment for processing whatever data and information is being processed, they then go and convert those cycles into Internet Computer coins. So it's a temporary burn. It's not a real burn of the coin. Similar to in other ecosystems, they are actually burning coins, meaning taking them out of circulation forever. And that obviously limits the supply and increases the value per share because the market cap stays the same, but the supply decreases. So therefore the price goes higher. That's the essentially how that works in most ecosystems. But Internet Computer, it's to create the payment for the resources to pay the network operators. And then they convert it back into Internet Computer for payment and either keep it or sell it or do whatever they do with it, right? But yeah, so cycles hit 100,000 over the last week. Now, what does this tell us? Well, if we look at the history over the last year of the Internet Computer ICP burn, this is from September of 2024, and this is September 2025. What are we seeing similarities? Well, we saw a big spike in September last year. Why? Well, September of 2024, number one, this was kind of the beginning of the the bull cycle for 2024 in crypto at the end of the year, but also this was when they started really heavily testing the network and starting to reorganize how the network would operate on internet computer, and testing and building these AI capabilities on network. And so obviously to test and to utilize ICP on chain or use the compute of the network, you need to create cycles. And we saw the big spike happen in September of last year. This coincides with the transaction per second increase, or the first major increase that we saw, also occurring in September. So in September of 2024, we saw transactions per second increase, we saw development activity increase, and we saw the internet computer burn rate increase. And so that tells us overall there was a period of time that they were using a lot of network resources. Well, why? In my view, and again, this is just my speculation, nothing has actually been confirmed by Dominic or the team, although they probably should confirm some of this information, like why are we seeing these spikes? What are they doing on the back end to create these spikes? Because there's a big difference between testing and seeing these spikes due to testing, and seeing these spikes due to real use cases or rollout or onboarding of companies to utilize the internet computer. And so it's very hard to actually determine what the computational resources are being used for, but it's good to know that they're using the network and that we're seeing such an enormous increase, right? We're passing last year's high in the ICP burn, which tells me we will probably, and again, this is just speculation, in the coming weeks or months, see more network activity on the internet computer. And this would also align with what Dominic, the founder of Internet Computers, said would occur. He said, expect to see 10xing in certain metrics on the internet computer over the next few months. And so we're basically in the next few months after he said that when Caffeine AI was first launched, I think in June, or somewhere from June to July of 2025. And so now we're in September of 2025, and that's a few months. So he said we should expect 10xing in certain metrics. Well, it looks like we've already 10x'd in the ICP burn metric. What other metrics are we going to see following this? This is something that we're going to have to keep monitoring on this channel, and we will. So make sure you guys are subscribed. That way you don't miss any of this news that comes out on internet computer ecosystem. But before we end, I want to make sure that we understand kind of how big of a project this is, because one of the things that we've been talking about is monetizing the usage of artificial intelligence and these new products that are being rolled out, not just in blockchain or internet computer, but generally in technology. Now, Dominic posted this long thread, and we're going to read through it. And by the way, I was thinking about this, and I'm like, Charles Hoskinson with Cardano does hour-long videos where he talks about the network, and Dominic does these long 50-tweet threads. Choose your fighter, hour-long plus videos or threads. Well, we are covering the internet computer, so you guys know my answer to that. But anyway, less than 1% of Web3 knows this. Internet computer remains the only blockchain that's A, running apps on chain versus on cloud, with just a token on chain, and B, running real decentralized artificial intelligence, and C, providing a unique specialized technology stack where AI can build apps solo. But this is about to change. He said historically, direct experience of blockchain technology has been limited to tokens in wallets, ways to swap tokens and staking and yield generating services. Since blockchain technology is intangible, token narratives have determined what people have bought into. He says the result is most blockchain projects have invested in developing narratives, not technology, because direct experience can't validate or refute them. But the rules of the narrative will end. He says in 6 weeks, the AI-powered self-writing internet will shift the balance in radical ways. Now, this is what we've been kind of waiting for, Because again, going back to what Dominic has said about 10xing, we're already starting to see the metrics 10xing. Now he's saying, be ready for 6 weeks from this post, which effectively puts us in the middle of October. He said caffeine, AI, and internet computer involves users having natural language conversations with AI, which according to their instructions creates and updates highly sophisticated and I think it's self-sovereign apps on URLs served directly from the internet computer. This will be game changing. Real on chain, on demand. Imagine a wedding portal or hyper local social network for a family, an e commerce storefront, an innovative Web3 sharing economy venture, a corporate customer revenue management system, an NGO refugee assistance app, or a fundraising system for a school. Infinite possibilities utilizing Caffeine AI to write those apps for you, right? From mid-October 2025, self-writing will offer direct experience of the most powerful blockchain technology ever developed, and direct experience of value trumps narratives about value. Now, I don't know if he's highlighting, or I should say capitalizing Trump as just the adjective, or is it a secret kind of message that he's telling us that maybe internet computer is going to be used in the United States on a higher level than we can imagine. Maybe, maybe not, I don't know. Just speculation. But anyway, some chains will try to fake self-writing internet capabilities, Theranos style, but they will fail. He said self-writing on internet computer will empower 5 billion owners of phones and laptops, consumers through enterprise, making conversationally developed sovereign on-chain applications and services available on demand, surpassing Web 2 vibe coding tech in key ways. Awesome utility without the tokens. Caffeine users, this is important, guys. Caffeine AI users will pay using credit cards, but self-writing will supercharge the internet economy because every app burns cycles created from internet computer tokens. We just covered that mechanism. Cycles are the gas of the internet computer ecosystem, created by burning internet computer coins, utilizing the cycles or the gas for the computation, and then the nodes get those cycles and they can convert them back into internet computer to get paid. Dominic says, I predict we're going back to the future. The internet computer will soon be the center stage again. Caffeine AI and the self-writing internet will kickstart exponential and viral scaling of the internet computer, bootstrapped by a new kind of internet computer marketing. We aim to blow past 1 million apps in development and 25 times blockchain's total development count before December 31st. I mean, again, Dominic is saying these numbers, and I'm not putting it past him to just say these numbers without having like the data to back it up. But here's the deal, guys. Like, what if they are going to achieve this? Like, these numbers are on the low end, right? Because Dominic said in a post in June or July that we're going to see 10xing on certain metrics. And we're starting to see that. Now he's saying we're going to see 25x's. Where is it? 25x blockchain total development count before December 31st, and the aim to blow past 1 million applications in development. Now that's a lot, okay? I mean, even if you had, let's say they have 1,000 people using Caffeine AI, right? 1 million apps divided by 1,000 people is 1,000 apps per person. Now, maybe they have more people than just 1,000, but I think that's probably over guessing. Unless they're creating AI agents to then go and create dApps, which could be. I mean, it's definitely possible. They're going, I mean, guys, there's bot farms that just go on channels and comment and comment and comment, like hundreds and hundreds of comments, the same exact thing. And a lot of people probably think that these bots are humans, right? So that is possible that they're going to do it. I think that's quite. I think that's quite a number. 1 million apps. I mean, how many different apps can you conceptualize in the next 3 months? Okay. And by the way, 1.5 months from when they launch this, because it's going to be October. But that's just my skepticism and kind of thinking about, both sides about potentially they are not going to achieve this. But 25 time blockchain's total development count before December 31st, I mean, that's possible just because of the exponential growth of these AI agents being able to create more than entire teams can create. I mean, think about it. Consensus is the developer of MetaMask, which is the main Ethereum wallet provider. How many employees does Consensus have? Probably thousands for one wallet. One wallet. Okay, so if you can get AI agents to do a lot of different things, there's a very good chance we're going to see. And even if Internet Computer doesn't achieve 1 million apps, I mean, that's quite the number. But even if they get to 100,000 apps or 20,000 apps, I think that's still pretty amazing stuff, right? I mean, you get 1,000 users to create 20 applications. That's 20,000 apps. And so obviously you don't want just a million apps. Is going to be very hard to filter what works, what doesn't, what is a good app, what isn't, because it's going to be too much, right? But maybe having 1 million and then, the best will kind of rise to the top. Maybe that will work as well. I don't know. Either way, this is kind of exciting to hear from Dominic, because so far his tweet or his prediction about 10xing in certain metrics on chain would happen. Okay, so we see the ICP burn is at all-time record highs. Dominic is literally telling you here in a tweet. Which tweet is it? Like I said, he does these 50 tweet threads. He says right here, every app burns cycles created from ICP tokens. So we're already seeing a 10x in ICP burn, and they haven't even launched what he's talking about yet. This is big, guys. This could be really big. Anyway, moving right along. He said, my aim and wish is to turn the tide away from blockchain narratives and vaporware. Ooh, that's pretty tough, but it's true. Back towards revolutionary decentralization technology and utility that can be experienced. After many years working in the shadows, Internet Computer once again shocked the blockchain world with what is possible. And so, guys, I agree with a lot of what Dominic is saying here, right? The narratives that we are seeing in crypto are Solana has had this narrative for years that it's the next big thing. It's going to be the next Ethereum. And all they have created was meme coins, Huck to a coin, and that's pretty much it. What are they doing, right? And this is a top 10 coin. You have other ecosystems that have no connectivity, low transaction count, ever decreasing DeFi usage, right? No interoperability. I mean, it is incredible of where we are. And as I've said to my viewers for many years on this channel, the market will flip back to fundamentals, period. Especially now that Wall Street's involved, because Wall Street doesn't like bullshit. And Wall Street doesn't like, oh, we're going to do this, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do this. But it never gets accomplished. And because crypto and blockchain have been around for so long now, and especially these newer chains popping up and deploying, all these legacy chains and even the new chains that cannot get going are going to fail. The reason SUI is up there in valuation is because it can do everything Solana can do, everything Ethereum can do, everything XRP can't really do that much, but XRP can do, right? It basically is up there because of all of that, but they haven't innovated beyond that just yet. They're still trying to go for the same things that Solana and Ethereum are trying to achieve. And so you're battling effectively against yourself there, where Internet Computer has no competition. No other ecosystem is even trying to do what ICP is doing. How do we know this? Well, I just did a video the other day. Fetch AI, which is Artificial Superintelligence Alliance, 3 AI blockchains coming together to create ASI. They're not even attempting to build the network that ICP has. They're using the network that ICP has. When I learned that Fetch AI was using Internet Computer, After a year and a half of being part of the Artificial Superintelligence Alliance, which, by the way, ICP is not part of, I knew there's no other one, no other network. And I'm not saying forever. Right now, there's no other network in competition with Internet Computer. The ones that are using Internet Computer. So is that really competition? The answer is no. Now, this may change, especially with the huge focus on AI and compute power. But right now, Internet Computer is the only infrastructure that has a decentralized network around the world, jurisdiction-specific subnets, AI capabilities. It can house and host on-chain the front end that the user sees of an application or a website. This is not being done by any other ecosystem. And so while the rest of the market, I think, is in line with the cycle, the Bitcoin cycle, I don't know that Internet Computer is going to follow that cycle. It may, but we are already at basic record lows in the price. So I'm just getting more and more bullish on ICP. And again, there's very few cryptos this cycle that I'm this bullish about. We're seeing the same thing happen with Chainlink now, where Chainlink is getting real institutional use cases and interest because of their connection with the administration and their drive to get Chainlink integrated and implemented in TradFi. And ICP seems to be doing the same thing in the AI perspective and the decentralized compute perspective, which I think from a valuation of the blockchain itself is highly, highly untapped, undervalued, and underreported. And so the people who watch these videos on Internet Computer, you guys are a very small portion. Everybody's so focused on Solana, on SWI, on Hyperliquid, on XRP, on Cardano, on App. They're all focused on everything else, but they're not looking at Internet Computer. And I just laid out for you clear evidence that what the founder of Internet Computer said just 2 months ago, that we would see 10xing in metrics on chain, is happening. We have other ecosystems that the founders have, and the CEOs or the lead developers have told us for years, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to get this, we're going to get this. None of it. Internet Computer, they keep hitting their targets. And that is something to be bullish about. Even if you're not bullish in the short term, I think if they stay on this track, they are at the leading edge of a global new technology revolution of AI and high performance compute infrastructure, right? So we'll see kind of where this goes. But I want to know what you guys think about this, right? Because I talk a lot about Internet Computer, and I know I have the Internet Computer fans on the channel. I know I have probably some Dfinity developers on the channel, but I want to know what the majority of people think, especially if you're not holding ICP. What is your reason to doubt it? And maybe you just don't doubt it, you just don't want to hold the coin. I get that. But what is your thesis on Internet Computer, whether you're holding it or not? Do you think that they're going to accomplish what they're going out to accomplish? Do you think that they're going to continue to grow and gain more use cases and potential global adoption from different companies and organizations? Let me know down below in the comments. And don't forget, you can become a channel member if you want to help support the channel for as little as $1.99 a month by clicking the subscribe plus or join button down below here on YouTube. Make sure you're at least subscribed, which is completely free, and thumbs up are always free. As always, nothing I say on this channel is financial advice. These are just my opinions, my analysis, and I obviously could be wrong. Hopefully I'm not, but I could definitely be wrong about Internet Computer. Let me know what you guys think down below. I'll see you guys on the next video. Invest responsibly, do your own research, and crypto on.